seems that Saigyo is one of our favorite poets. We keep reading him. But anyways, here is Saigyo Poems of a Mountain Home. Burton Watson translator. And from Columbia. Anyways, we had been reading autumn, and then we finished went into winter. Now let's use my place. We're into winter now because it goes in seasons. He's a Japanese poet of the 12th century, and he writes Waka poetry, which is like a early version of haiku. This poem is wondering if it's a winter shower. I woke in my bed and hear them, the leaves that couldn't withstand the storm. So he's wondering if it's a winter shower. I wake in my bed and hear them, the leaves that couldn't withstand the storm. Now he's saying the leaves couldn't withstand the storm.
It seems he's feeling the weakness of nature in the winter.
But it's him that's
and
feeling,
his own
because
winter.
he talks about his feelings. Because the leaves aren't.
It's reflected on him.
Fields we saw blooming with so many different flowers, frost withered now to a single hue. It's interesting that he says we saw, because he's usually alone, and here he's saying
He wants to be many, so he is like many now.
They have a title on the theme, Cold Grasses in the Field, written at Sorenji. A temple in the eastern hills of Kyoto, where Saigyo lived for a time. So this is eastern hills of Kyoto. Fields we saw blooming with so many different flowers, frost withered now to a single hue. So now they only have one color, and there used to be a lot of flowers. I suppose that's wintertime, huh? Guess it makes sense.
He's still dreaming of the winter, or the summer, of the spring, the colors.
If only there were someone willing to bear this loneliness. Side by side we build our huts for winter in a mountain village.
Like the flowers become one hue, one color, he is also alone, and he is one also. There's no one to bear his loneliness.
If only there were someone else willing to bear this loneliness. Side by side, we build our huts for winter in a mountain village. I don't know if that's the solitude and loneliness theme.
You see, in the spring he wants to be many, to rejoice, the color, the flowers, the cherry trees. Now he wants to be two, to bear the loneliness of the winter. Isn't that amazing? It's interesting, eh?
It seems this is a famous poem. We've encountered it in various translations. Yeah, he wanted to be left alone in the hermit hut, right? But then when the blossoms come, he wants to have visitors. But he doesn't invite a visitor, but he wants a visitor to come. Right? If only there were someone else willing to bear this loneliness. Side by side we'd build our huts for winter in the mountain village. Side by side, he's saying, if they were somebody who's willing to bear loneliness, it means become an enlightened monk and not just be whatever, a Buddhist. Next poem, neglectful. We have yet to fix the tow rope to the sled. And here they're piled up already, the white snows of Kashi. Neglectful, we've yet to fix the tow rope to the sled. And here they are piled up already, the white snows of Kashi. It seems that Kashi is the Japanese sea coastal area noted for its heavy snows. What is the tow rope about? I don't know. Okay, next poem.
Are you sure we read all of the autumn poems? Can you read the last one of the autumn poems?
Oh dear, we read the autumn poems, but we can read it again, or not now. We're reading winter. Snowberries, bamboo. Heaped with snow, bamboos in the garden bend and topple. Flocks of sparrows hunting for another coast. Huh. Oh, sparrows are looking for another roast. My goodness. Oh, roast, another roost. Try that again. Heaped with snow, bamboos in the garden bend and topple. Flocks of sparrows hunting for another roost. In Japanese,
hunting for a roost.
Yuki usumi sono no korititaki. This is from the Poems from a Mountain Hut, the SKS. Boat in a hailstorm. Little boat with no treadboard crossing the straits. Take care, the hail pelts wildly and the swift wind sweeps in. I suppose it's tough on a little boat. Little boat with no treadboard. Treadboard could be like a rudder, maybe, I don't know. If you have no rudder, you're in big trouble. Crossing the straits, take care, the hail pelts wildly and the swift wind sweeps in. It's probably all symbolic, like a little boat is like a person, and having no treadboard is having no rudder. And then life is going to whip you around. What do you think it means? Let's say it's symbolic. Little boat with no treadboard crossing the straits, take care. The hail pelts wildly and the swift wind sweeps in.
I don't know, maybe that's what it
Could mean just what it means, and symbolism is for a bunch of academics. You have to be going to Columbia to understand it. Okay, woodcutter. Sleeping all alone in his pine bough shelter. The only sound, his only visitor, the hail. Woodcutter sleeping all alone in his pine bough shelter. The only sound, his only visitor is the hail. Interesting. Here it says there is a play on otosuru, to make a sound, and otozuru, to visit. So he's playing a word play here in Japanese. He says, so mabito no maki no kari no Adabushi si otosuru no mono masariti narakiri. And to make a sound and to visit has a similar word. It says, woodcutter sleeping all alone in his pine bough shelter. The only sound is the only visitor, the hail. Sound of the hail is his only visitor. A woodcutter, probably in winter there, you're people who cut
What is
wood.
the hail?
Hail is the frozen rain. Hail.
Oh, but in the winter there's no hail. There is only in the summer.
Hail?
Yeah.
There could be hail in winter. It's not always freezing cold.
It's usually in summer
Could-
because of the abrupt change of temperature in mid
Hail?
area.
Yeah, but Japan's weather could be weird. It's by the ocean.
But they already have snow, they say.
But they gotta have hail. I don't know.
Strange.
Living alone in the shade of a remote mountain. I have you for my companion. Now the storm has passed. Moon of the winter night. The moon is his companion. Living alone in the shade of a remote mountain. I have you for my companion. Now the storm has passed, the moon of the winter night. Now he's living alone. Maybe the storm is just the chaotic life of the capital and being non-enlightened.
Oh, there is a storm. The storm passed and the moon appears.
The storm of his life passed, and now he has the moon of
Not
enlightenment.
necessarily. There are storms in the winter.
Okay.
It's not all symbolic.
Yeah, but I think that I see symbols, and maybe I was just brainwashed. Oh, Saigyo, we could clear it up.
Something with the brain.
My brain is
I don't know if it is what exactly.
brainwashed into thinking there's a symbol. At the first snowfall, yes, some visitors pushed their way through, but now all trails are cut off to this village deep in the mountains. At the first snowfall, yes, some visitors pushed their way through, but now all trails are cut off to this village deep in the mountains. Seems he's had some visitors, but then they got cut off. Imagine he's cut off in the mountains with goodness.
I wonder how old is he? How old he is?
Let's see. Here we have, at the year end, sent to a certain person. That's the comment. Without having to be asked. I thought the person would come out of kindness, but while I was hesitating, the year came to an end. And it says, according to one interpretation, the certain person was Saigyo's former wife. It says he may have sent to something at year end, sent to a certain person. Without having to be asked, I thought the person would come out of kindness. But while I was hesitating, the year came to an end. See, there you have the symbolism. The year could come to the end. It's the end of his life.
I know it's the end of the year. It's winter already. It's close to December.
I forget the symbols, but we've encountered this one.
Maybe.
We've encountered this poem.
Very good.
We're reading from Winter, time for Saigyo, and Poems of a Mountain Home. Nobody knows the symbolism. Of course, there is Buddhist symbols in there, supposedly.